The city of Portsmouth has got a really rich maritime heritage, but engaging the youngsters and getting them to appreciate that is a challenge. This project has done just that by using the brand of Pompey to get the children hooked and then linking it to Mary Rose, the Tudors, Henry VIII, and just leaving them wanting to know and find out a little bit more for themselves.
So week one is really about the sinking of the Mary Rose, and it's the whole story behind that. But we also look at teamwork and the fact that it was believed the ship sank because they weren't working as a team, and we then transfer that across to the football side of things. And obviously we have a team and we look at that.
So in the first session, for example, it's all about teamwork and all about the Mary Rose. So what we do is we get the children to imagine that they're sailors on board the Mary Rose, and we do some nice teamwork games where they have to work as a unit like they would have done if they were sailors aboard the Mary Rose to reach specific goals. So it might be they have to work together to get a football from one end of the playground to the other without it touching the floor, or it may be they have to complete a set of goals before they can finish. But the first one is sort of just getting them to know us as well. So we come in and we teach them basically how we'd like the teamwork to go.
Okay, week two is about healthy lifestyles. So it's what they eat, what they ate on the Mary Rose, finding out what the kids know about that during Tudor times, what we've been able to get hold of, and then we sort of look at today and we look at your usual healthy lifestyle lesson, so 5 a day, and also why footballers need to eat that way.
So for example as well, the healthy lifestyle one is we have a lot of equipment in the middle and they have to pick out their perfect diet or the diet for themselves or for a sailor. So I was just sort of looking at it from a different angle where we can change it, so what James is teaching I'm consolidating outside and it's not just a football session.
Week three is respect, and it's looking at the respect campaign in football, but also looking at Tudor times and how respect was dealt with then. If there was disrespect towards anybody, especially the king, how do they deal with it? So the punishments that they might have had to endure. Week four is the history of football, which as a football club is fantastic for us. We can do that whole side of modern football, but also they played football during Tudor times. They played mob football, and we go into that as well. So we've got that big connection there. Week five, we have clothing week. We actually look at identity, and we look at why football clubs wear certain colours, and then how we can identify them, so the colour and the badge and things like that, and how during Tudor times you were only allowed to wear certain colours, and if you were caught wearing, say, purple, which is a raw colour, you could be punished. So we look at that, and the kids will do an exercise, a very practical exercise where they create a Tudor using different materials. Of the Mary Rose Museum, and they do a small exercise in there where they create their own comic using photographs from the tour, which they can then take away. Closes up, you don't lose your space. We've got a couple of advantages when we go into schools. In that, first of all, we're a man. There's not a lot of men in teaching in the primary schools at the moment, so that's one big thing, so they look up. But also we walk in and straight away we've got that. And they look at us and they look at that and they're in, they listen.
I personally think that a lot of enjoyment, you always see them with smiles on their faces, and they're learning as well, sort of things that James does in the classroom. I can add on extra bits that maybe hasn't been sort of taken in by the children, maybe because they're in each lesson there's quite a lot to learn. I feel they pick up lots and lots.
They're learning about their culture, they're learning about Portsmouth, they're learning about our history, which we need to be proud of. So what you've done is you've widened the context and given the children the opportunity to learn in a really exciting way, but learn they do.